Hey guys, this is Tanish. In today's video, I'm going to talk about three skills that are necessary in your life. And for a better future, you have to have these skills. Because 20 years ago, life was easy. Everyone can manage their life. But as the time passes, now life becomes more complex and managing it becomes harder. You need to do certain things. You need to have some skills to have a better life. And after 10 years, after 5 years, life going to become more harder. And only people who have the skills, who have the good knowledge about managing life can survive it and have a better life. Because population is growing, some wars happening, and we have some other problems, and we need to become expert in managing our life in some skills to have a better life at the future. So let's talk about the skills. The first skill that is very important is the ability of saving money, because you know 20 years ago people can buy a lot of things by their salary, but over the time, salaries become lower and lower. The money loses its value, and it's going to lose it's going to lose his value again. So if we can't save money, if we don't have this ability, we're going to like lose a lot of opportunities in front of us. We can't buy a house, we can't buy a car, and at the future, these things only possible with saving money, because you can't buy it by 2 months salary, 3 months salary. You need to have a proper saving for 20 months, for 2 years, to buy some car or some house. So it is very important to have this ability of saving. And if you can mix this ability with investment, you can add more value to your money over time. And when you're sleeping, you can like make some money. And the second skill that is very important is the ability to move on after any failure. Because you're going to fail a lot in your life, especially if you have a dream, if you have a purpose that you want to follow, you're going to fail a lot in your journey. And if you can't move on, if you can't stand up after failures, you're going to have a bad job, you're going to have some life that you don't like it. You need to work for someone, you need to do certain amount of things, you need to work for a certain amount of hours. But if you have this ability that every time you fail, you stand up and move on, you're going to learn more knowledge, you're going to learn more skills about that niche, about that dream. And every time you fail, you have some experiences that next time you can use it. And until you can stand up, you never lose. And only time you lost that dream is the time you give up. So having this ability of moving on every time you fail is a very important ability to reach your dream, to become successful, and it's very necessary in our life. And the last thing that is very important, and the most important one in these three skills, is the ability of being flexible. You know, when water hits a rock in front of it, he just flow around it and continue his road, continue moving. And we should be like water too, because in our life we're not like water. When we face a problem, when we have a problem, we can't move on. We're just thinking about that problem, trying to solve it, but we can't. Like when we break up, we start to think about it for months, that we can't move on, we can improve. When we lose something, we're just stuck in somewhere and can't move on. And we're just blaming ourselves, we're getting sad, we're getting depressed, and we can't do anything about it. So, this ability of being flexible, and every time a problem comes, a rock comes in front of us, we can flow around and move on. It's very important, and by having this skill, every time we face a problem, we won't gonna just stuck in some place and don't move on, don't improve for months, for years. We're going to flow and continue our road because our dreams, our purpose is bigger than that problem. And we shouldn't just think about that stuck in somewhere for a problem and for some bad thing. We need to move on, even with some problems, even with hardships. We need to move on to reach that dream. So that was these skills that is very important for a better future, and like it's necessary now. Right now, we need to have the skills, and at the future, they will be more important. So that was today's video. Hope you learn something from it and have a good day. Goodbye.